This is the Dzogchen Sende Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. Oh, I forgot my side monitor for YouTube. Let me set that bad boy up real quick. Cowabunga. Okay, here we go. This morning, to my friends who are joining me on YouTube, let's recite the 3rd chapter of the Diamond Sutra. This is according to Red Pine's translation. Oh, I haven't gone live yet. That's weird. Okay. Waiting for it to connect over on Substack. Excuse me. So weird. Okay, we're together now. Excellent. Okay, so for my friends on YouTube, we're going to recite the 3rd chapter of the Diamond Sutra. The moment you have a specific question, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. The Buddha said to him, Subhuti, those who would now set forth on the Bodhisattva path should think this thought. I got to push the right button. However many beings there are, in whatever realms of being might exist, whether they are born from an egg, or from a womb, or from the water, born from the water, or born from the air, whether they have form, or no form, whether they are able to perceive or not perceive, or neither perceive nor not perceive, in whatever conceivable realm of being one might conceive of beings, in the realm of the unconditioned nirvana, I shall liberate them all. And though I thus liberate countless beings, not a single being is liberated. And why not? Subhuti, a bodhisattva, to whom the conception of a being occurs, cannot be called a bodhisattva. And why is that? Subhuti, no one can be called a bodhisattva who conceives of a being, a life, or a soul. As they say on South Park, what? So, Subhuti is just a person's name like George. Bodhisattva is 2 words, bodhi, enlightenment, sattva, mind. So the mindset of enlightenment. So a person who is a bodhisattva is someone who is defined by their enthusiasm to practice the Buddha's Eightfold Path, to practice mindfulness and meditation in a way that help us to effortlessly experience the wisdom of letting go, kindness of intention, kindness of communication, kindness of conduct, kindness even of commerce, and the enthusiasm to go with the flow. All these things, these 6 traits I just outlined, are the fruit of authentic mindfulness and meditation. So now the Buddha, is verbally grabbing Subhuti by the lapels and giving him what for, and saying, but you can meditate till the cows come home if you still are attached to a being, a life, or soul, then you're probably, in the words of Bugs Bunny, taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Allow me to elaborate. If we are indulging our tendencies, our survival tendencies, to be rigid and controlling, and as such actively focus and actively analyze, we might look like we're meditating, but we're really exhausting the front of our brain, setting ourselves up to begin involuntarily presenting with the symptoms of depression and triggering our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, which is really lame. However, if we are fortunate enough to receive the instructions on how to passively cooperate with our own autonomic nervous system, then as we notice and relax in harmony with our respective inhalations and exhalations, not only will that calm our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, it will gently stimulate our anterior cingulate gyrus, the seat of non-neuronic empathy. And now let's take it a step further. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever being we might have perceived or imagined or remembered during our inhalation could feel fleetingly less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even less graspable for a moment or two to a certain degree until our next inhalation and the whole cycle begins afresh. You see, we do not practice mindfulness and meditation to stop perceiving things. We do not practice mindfulness and meditation to force ourselves to believe some weird philosophy. All mindfulness and meditation is, when done correctly, is us cooperating with our autonomic nervous system in a way that helps us to be the healthy, happy, whole people that our dogs already think we are. You see, contrary to the ravings of patriarchy, enlightenment is simply getting so good at mindfulness and meditation and its the 6 effects of mindfulness and meditation that we practice them spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. And according to the Buddha in the penultimate passage of the Satipatthana Sutta, this is possible to accomplish in as little as 7 days. Let us take it a step further. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever life we might have perceived or imagined or recalled during our previous inhalation could feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, less solid as we exhale. And then to take it to a more subtle level, as we relax into our exhalation, whatever idea or experience of a self we might have experienced during our previous inhalation could feel a trifle less stressful, less permanent, less defining, less solid until the next inhalation when it begins anew. So we're not eradicating self like so many purveyors of psychotropic experiences claim. We're just noticing whatever comes up, including a sense of self, and relaxing whatever we just noticed, or relaxing our grasp of whatever we just noticed during our previous inhalation. And the cool thing is we never have to force this because this is already hardwired into our spinal cord, which is the hub of our autonomic nervous system. I'd like to take this a step further, and to do that, I'm going to tap button 9. So I don't know how to share these images on Substack. I only know how to share them using OBS on YouTube. I apologize for the inconvenience. But every time we inhale, we are, let's see here, I get to push the right button in the right sequence. Let's begin with mindfulness. Every time we we inhale, whether we know it or not, we automatically access the middle bit of our spinal cord, which functions as the hub of our sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to help us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly all manner of perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings. And here's the rule of thumb, the most efficient way. Well, I'll get to the rule of thumb in a minute. Let's get to meditation. Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are wired to automatically access the tippy top of our spinal cord and the very bottom of our spinal cord. These two extremes function as the hub of our parasympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to help us to physically relax and mentally release during our exhalation that which we noticed during our previous inhalation to such a degree that it could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even less graspable. So we are already wired to do it. All we need to do is get out of our own way. The easiest way to do that is here's the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb for mindfulness. Every time we feel air enter our nostrils, we can silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. Now let us turn our attention to meditation, and here's the rule of thumb. Every time we feel air exit through our nostrils, we can silently and mentally recite the verb rest. And believe it or not, that's all we got to do. Do these words make our autonomic nervous system do its job? No, it already is doing its job. These words are for us to align our intention to take a break from the exhausting habit of actively competing against our autonomic nervous system and instead cooperate with it. Let's see here. I'm going to tap button 11. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. For meditating like a Jedi is made possible thanks to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this morning's live stream, let us sit and breathe and notice and rest. Un momento. So I still want to adjust this. Can you see the Buddha? Yes, there's the Buddha statue. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. The most efficient way for us to gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce at the liberation chakra at the crown of our head, right here, is for us to touch the tip of our left index finger to the knuckle, the lower knuckle on our right index finger, palms up in our lap. Again, the moment you have a specific question about the philosophies and techniques that support meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 6 minutes or so. So let's see, 16 minutes after the hour. So 55 minus 16 is 45 minus 6, which is 39. And let's say about 19 minutes, 2 sets of 19 minutes. That should work. So as we sit in meditation and a memory comes up or a fantasy comes up about someone who done us wrong, our job is not to repress the emotions. Our job is not to uh, give them license and have a shit fit. Our job is not to tell ourselves a story about what we should have done or about why it wasn't our fault. Our job is to notice vulnerably as we breathe in and relax as best we can as we breathe out. And that simple act is the key to processing the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Checking for any. Oh, there's a question. And Musa Keita, welcome aboard. And if I mispronounced your name, I mean no disrespect. I'm going to take a moment to gently adjust my legs, because that's how we can cope with arthritis. And now we come to the second half of our meditation practice. The most efficient way for us to gently invite our subtle energies to coalesce in the enlightenment wheel of our chest is for us to rest or touch the tip of our left middle finger upon the lower knuckle of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. Allow me to remind you that the most efficient way for us to train in mindfulness is for us to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this every time we feel our chest swell with breath. Similarly, the most efficient way for us to train in meditation is for us to silently and mentally recite the verb rest every time we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale. In about 7 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening recitation and practice of meditating like a Jedi on the YouTube live stream. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.